Students, I am Dr. Ashish Vikar and today we will learn about how to determine velocity ratio of belt drive. Velocity ratio of belt drive. This phenomena that we are going to learn how to determine velocity ratio of belt drive. Belt drive. So one word is belt, another one is called as a drive. We know very well what is meant by drive. Drive is the mechanism used to transmit power and speed from one shaft to another shaft. So what is the use of drive? Drive is the mechanism used to transmit power and speed from one shaft to another shaft, from one shaft to another shaft. So this is meaning of drive, and this is achieved with the help of three types of drives. One is called belt drive, second one is called chain drive, and third one is called rope drive. So here we want to calculate velocity ratio of a belt drive. What is meant by belt drive? We know very well, in last lecture we have seen the meaning of belt drive. Okay, when it is used, when center to center distance between the two shaft is up to 8 meters. When center to center distance between two shafts, between two shafts is up to 8 meters, then belt drive is used to transmit the power. So this is the meaning and the purpose of the belt drive. Also, in the last few lectures we have seen what are the types of belt drive according to arrangement. We are going to see what are the types. We have seen also one is called as an open belt drive. Second one is called as a cross belt drive. Third one is called compound belt drive. Fourth one is called as a open belt with idler pulley drive. Idler pulley is utilized in that. So open belt with idler pulley drive. And last type is stepped or cone pulley drive. So these are the types of belt drive according to arrangement. One is called open belt drive, second one is called cross belt drive, third is compound belt drive, fourth one is open belt with idler pulley, and fifth one is stepped or cone pulley drive. Now here in this lecture we want to determine velocity ratio of belt drive. We know very well what is meant by velocity, and we want to calculate here, we want to determine here what should be the formula to determine velocity ratio of a belt drive. So velocity ratio is defined as, or velocity ratio is also called as a speed ratio. This is a speed ratio or velocity ratio, is defined as ratio of driven or follower to the velocity of the driver. How it has been defined, definition, if you see the definition of velocity ratio of the belt drive, it is also called as a speed ratio. It is defined as ratio of velocity of driven is called as a follower, driven or follower, to the velocity of driver. So, we know very well what is driven pulley, what is driver pulley, such type of nature that we have seen. One is, this is called as a, if these are the two pulleys, these are the two pulleys and they are connected with a open belt, they are mounted with open belt, and if this is a driver pulley and if this is a driven pulley, so this driven pulley is called as a follower, driven pulley is called as a follower. So, the ratio of velocity of a driven or follower to the velocity of the driver is called as a velocity ratio of the belt drive, or it is also called as a speed ratio. Now, let us see if d1 is the diameter of driver pulley in meters, d2 is diameter of driven pulley, it is also called as a follower pulley, it is also measured in meter, and suppose n1 is the speed of driver pulley in rpm, speed is measured in rpm, and n2 is a speed of driven pulley, it is also called as a follower and it is also measured in rpm. Then mathematically speed ratio, it is also called as a velocity ratio, or velocity ratio is defined as n2 upon n1. So, what is n2? n2 is the speed of driven pulley in rpm, and n1 is the speed of driver pulley in rpm. So, n2 upon n1 is a mathematical formula to calculate velocity ratio or a speed ratio of a simple belt drive. Next, we know very well how to determine velocity of the belt. Velocity of belt is determined by using the formula V1 is equal to pi d1 n1 upon 60 in meter per second for driver pulley. This is a formula of velocity of the belt for the driver pulley. In the same fashion, we can calculate velocity of belt V2 for driven pulley, or it is also called as a follower pulley. Then this is represented with the help of symbol V2, and V2 can be written as pi d2 n2 upon 60, it is measured in meter per second. So, first formula is V1, second formula is V2. V1 is related to velocity of the belt of the driver pulley, and V2 is related to velocity of the belt of the driven pulley, Now, when there is no slip, then we can say that V1 is equal to V2. This is a condition, slip is not there, there is no slippage of the belt occurring. So, we can say that velocity of the belt of V1 is the velocity of the driver pulley and V2 is the velocity of the driven pulley. Then if there is no slip between them, then we can write V1 is equal to V2. For V1 we are having the formula pi d1 n1 upon 60, and for V2 we can write pi d2 n2 upon 60. So, here by mathematically these can be crossed, and we can say that here d1 n1 is equal to d2 n2. From this we can write d1 upon d2 is equal to n2 upon n1. So we can write here n2 upon n1 is equal to d1 upon d2. So this is the formula of velocity ratio of the belt drive, and if the thickness of the belt is considered, thickness of the belt is considered, it is represented by symbol T, then we can write n2 upon n1 is equal to d1 plus T divided by d2 plus T. So this way we learned here how to determine velocity ratio of a simple belt drive. Thank you very much.